So we are back on Tru Heels Heat live at the Bullet Club block party. Joining us now is the Crown Jewel Chase Owens. Joining us on Tru Heels Heat. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you.
Welcome
for having me.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So how does it feel? You've been in Bullet Club for about 4 years, 4.5 years or so. How does it feel for today, the culmination of all of that, coming together, this brotherhood, and seeing the support throughout the wrestling scene that you have?
I always say it's great, what the fans support us, because without the fans, there is no us. So we can't have, our events or, our T-shirts or whatever without the support. So something like this. And even though you said thank me, nothing to thank me for, because Tama Tonga, he's the one that that's worked for months now. And you can tell he's stressed out. So
I mean, he looked happy as hell.
That's because the event was successful. That's what he's been worried about, trying to get everything situated and make sure that everything would go smoothly as possible. And when you put on something this big, you almost can't guarantee that everything's going to go good. So like Jay said when he was up there on the stage, like, this is Tama's baby, and for it to be successful, he's super excited, and that's why you could see his smile from MetLife Stadium.
Right.
So you are known throughout New Japan as more of like a tag team specialist. This seems to be from your training. You're training by Ricky Morton. So I know you probably get 1,001 questions about Ricky Morton, some of the great team, the Rockers, the Rock and Roll Express, so many great tag team matches throughout the years with the Midnight Express, and so much time you've had with him. My important question to you is, how many goddamn kids does Ricky Morton have?
7.
7?
There's 7. Kendall, let's see, what is it? There's Katie, Kendall, Carrie James, Kristen, Jonathan, Brad. I'm forgetting one.
You got 7, bro.
I'm forgetting one. I don't know. I'm forgetting one of them.
I mean, you look like you had 7 fingers up.
Yeah.
You look like you're trying to get a loan.
Yeah, one of them. I don't know, but and it's Ricky. He's like a Macho Man going around back here. Holy!
We got special guest appearance.
Make sure the Macho Man.
In the background. Yeah, brother.
Whoa, that's some real
Kenny Omega.
That's some real.
Was that Kenny Savage?
That's some real cosplay right there.
Oh my goodness.
I bet he's burning up right now.
I mean, luckily for him, it's starting to get a little windy.
So you've seen so many generations of the Bullet Club. What is the biggest difference between now and the Cutthroat era with Jay White in the leadership, Tonga being more of the spokesperson for the group? What is the difference in this era compared to the past?
Everything's just more like family now. Before it was a bunch of friends together or whatever. But now everybody's would do whatever it takes to make sure that we have everyone's back, no matter what, and that's, I feel we're stronger than ever since I've been in it, and and to be a part of it, and just day by day we're getting stronger. If people haven't seen El Phantasmo, he's an incredible talent. I seen him this January in Vancouver, and he was just super incredible. The things that he does, I could never even imagine doing. But he's, one in a lifetime, competitor.
He has me very much looking forward to.
Thanks. Good luck.
There you go. Good luck, Fale.
You're welcome.
Drop off.
You're welcome.
There you go. So. You've been throughout everything in the Bullet Club, but you yourself, you're a tremendous professional wrestler. Do you feel like Bullet Club helps or hurts the ability for fans to very much appreciate your work?
hard question. You know, I mean, when you're in 8-man tags or whatever, you know, it is a little difficult to get your moment, and you know, but I think last year through the G1, you know, even if it's tag matches, that I was able to show, and then you know, this year the New Japan Cup, I was really, you know, I haven't had many singles matches, and the singles matches that I have had were, you know, against some of the young lions or whatever, you know, but to face Juice, the current, you know, IWGP heavyweight champion, or IWGP United States, you know, that was probably the biggest match of my career in New Japan, and I was able to show exactly, you know, what I could do.
Awesome. That's what I love to hear. I love seeing people get opportunities. This is our resident alcoholic here, top guy JJ. As you see,
I've probably been on like number 8 now, probably.
You're watching Tru Heel Heat, so he has his own brand of questions that he would like to give you. Yeah, I would be scared too. I'm usually scared myself.
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, and pretty good. You know, I did want to see you in an actual match. I want a match at the card. I want to see you in a match at the card. But just based on the reaction of the fans, the reaction of the crowd, and just how it felt in that building at G1 Supercard at Madison Square Garden. You guys have obviously run the Tokyo Dome. You guys have obviously run these huge buildings, but not exactly at the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden, which hasn't run an event that has been none of the status quo and God knows how long forever.
Right.
What did that feel like, knowing that you guys were responsible for some of the biggest and the best reactions that crowd had to offer that night?
Oh, it was great. You know, one of the things that I love, if you go back and watch it, listen to the difference between the Ring of Honor guys and the New Japan guys.
Lead into the that's why I said you guys. You guys.
Like Rumble, you know, a Ring of Honor guy would go out and they'd get a reaction or whatever.
The booze when one of you guys got tossed?
But any New Japan guy, as soon as that music hit, the place.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
How did it feel seeing the great came out?
That was a surprise.
Was it really
a surprise?
oh shit!
You know, and Haku.
Yes.
What do we know about that? So, you know, what do you people that watch it and they see Haku enter at number 29, and you're thinking, holy shit!
It came bigger than that, and then
30. The Great Muta comes out.
Like, wow, incredible.
You know, and luckily I was already out. But I get missed it. I like being able to see.
Need a tag team partner. Good luck, Fale's got you.
Are you better than Bad Luck Fale?
Oh man, I'm faster. Look at this.
I mean. Okay, all right, stop. All right. I mean, you could have just stuck to getting him Pepsis.
We just need you to
He's a great
for people.
So another kind of a follow-up to all of that. So obviously you guys stole a show at G1, and it clearly seems like you particularly pay very close attention to your in-ring career. Obviously, what is your ideal path to letting everyone know how good you really are?
It's hard to say. You know, as Ricky always says, you know, it's right time, right place. You know, but you can also be in the right place at the right time by creating it yourself. You know, for the younger guys just starting out in wrestling, you know, it's always what opportunity you get, but what opportunity you're going to get if you're just sitting at home. You know, I know so many guys that wait to get booked. Where when I was wrestling, luckily I had Ricky. You know, but all the times I wasn't able to go with him. So the weekends that I wasn't able to go with him, I would, you know, find somebody in my area that was traveling, and even if I wasn't on the show, I would, you know, hey, can I ride with you? And there was several shows that I became regulars on because I went and somebody didn't show up. So I took their spot. Then the promotion or whatever liked me, and I was able to continue going to those weekly. Because when I started, I was wrestling 5-6 nights a week. For a good 5 years.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
now I'm not saying they were always the best shows, but at that time I needed ring experience, and I got it because I went out and
busting your ass.
I went out and created my own space where if you sit at home, you're not going to have that opportunity. You're sitting at home and somebody's car breaks down and they need somebody. You're not getting it playing Xbox on the couch.
So I guess that's what I'm saying. It sounds like that's why I think you pay a lot of attention to this stuff, and it sounds like you have a lot of wrestling savvy. Like you're very aware of what's going on in the world of wrestling. Just kind of a curveball question for you though. Have you ever had the idea of just going completely unfiltered and just being a complete dick to everybody and obviously keeping it as limited as you can, but just kind of having a whatever attitude?
I've been there. I was there for a couple years. It's great. He went away a few years ago.
Awesome.
But that's a maturity thing. Because when I started, I was 16, so I didn't realize. I'm a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
And didn't what's the word? Really understand how much the fans, were meaning to professional wrestling, and other companies or whatever, But now the more companies that are successful, the better it is for wrestling all around. And when the wrestling's better for all around, it's better for everybody because that opens up more jobs, and opens up more eyes on professional wrestling, and it's just good for the business, good for the boys, good all around.
Absolutely.
We taking questions?
We could take one after. But so my final question for you is: have you gotten any heat or received anything in the mail in regards to your nickname?
No.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. And thank you to that company for putting on such a shit show that he doesn't have to worry about that. Thank you.
Oh,
so
man.
tell the people where they can find you on social media, everything else.
Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Real Chase Owens. I'm on Facebook. We got merchandise at Pro Wrestling Tees. Hopefully an actual New Japan shirt, maybe. I hope in the works. You never know.
Yeah.
But always, and I don't care if people message or whatever. Might not respond right away, but with the busy schedule or whatever. But I do try to take the time and interact with anybody if there's questions or whatever.
Great. That's what I like to hear. So you heard it here, Tru Heels. Hit up Chase Owens. See him in New Japan. See him with the Bullet Club. Signing off for Tru Heel Heat, and we're out.